This is the story when I went to a bar in Brooklyn and I ended up getting married in a jungle palace in Nepal. Every step of the way from point A to point B was an absolute thrill ride, even from the start where I met my wife. So at the time, I was single for 3 years in New York City, and that was terrible. Like dating, being single in New York, you get everything, but not what I was looking for in a partner. So I was looking for somebody that matched 3 criteria: somebody that was kind, patient, and mentally stable. I was lucky if I would get 2 out of the 3. So the thrill part was, so my background is in acting, and I found like 3 years into this, I needed to treat this like an audition. So for my first date, I would have it be no more than 5 minutes, you know? So what I would also do bar trivia. So my thing was I would invite my date to the bar, and then, then like, hey, my trivia team would be there. I'm like, oh, gotta go kind of thing. So ultimately, I would say stuff before I would say stupid things, and then ultimately it was to get me to a second date on this. So I had her come in, and when I first saw her, she was gorgeous, and I was just so like enamored with her. And I knew she was from Nepal, so I'm already like going through all the things in my head that I knew about Nepal, which wasn't much. Like, okay, there's that scene in Indiana Jones when they're like doing those shots on the mountainside. I knew that. I knew about the flag being the only non-rectangular. But then I started talking about her dog because I saw pictures on her profile, and that's when she started to open up. We exchanged numbers. I went past 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I got her number. She texted me, and we started dating. And 10 dates in, it was so wonderful being with somebody that I had nothing in common with. Totally but she was kind, patient, and mentally stable. So 10 dates in, she gets a call from her father saying that, hey, either you marry Jeremy or I'm going to find you somebody to get married to in Nepal. And when she told this to me, she didn't know what I was going to say. And I said, we got to get married. So you have no idea how, I'm so used to hearing no as an actor. So the fact that she said yes, I swear to God, I proposed to her 3 times, knowing that she would say yes. Like, we went to the Daily Show as an audience member, and in the audience, I proposed to her after I know she said yes. Like in Rockefeller Center, I proposed to her again, knowing that she got tired of it after a sudden. So here's the deal. We had to get married in 40 days. Because there was some auspicious holiday going on in Nepal. So she flies over, gets things prepared. While she's over there, I realize my passport is expired. All right? So she's already thinking, I remember the father saying, like, a bloody American, he's not going to come here or anything. So I'm thinking, what do I do? Philadelphia has a customs house. You can get your passport in a day. I remember driving down to Philadelphia early in the morning. It's me and a woman from West Africa with the dress, and she had 7 kids around her. And I remember she turns to me and she goes, hold my baby. So I'm holding her baby, waiting for my passport to get expedited, which was thrilling, I got to be part of that culture too, got my passport, got on Emirates Air, flew over to Nepal, and that was okay, even off the plane, I'm one of the tallest people there, all right? So it was me, and because it was only 40 days, nope, my parents couldn't come. All my friends were like, you got to give me more time. I had my other friend, Tom, who's in academia. He can take time off, join us. And the funniest thing was, as we were there, the entire, all her family, they were going up to him. We were the only 2 non-Nepalis there. They were saying, oh, congratulations on marrying Siju. Wrong person over here. So we were supposed to get married in one of the holiest sites in Hinduism. And I got us kicked out of it, which was thrilling. Because there was a golden calf there. And I the golden calf, but you can only see it if you're Hindu, okay? I didn't let that stop me, all right? So I was so in Nepali, I was trying to say, I am a light-skinned Hindu, my name is Jeremy. Miro nam Jeremy, oh, ma Aryan, oh. All right, so, but there's a guard, with the gun is about as big as him, okay? Thrilling. So I go and I say, Miro nam Jeremy, oh, ma Aryan, oh, and he goes, no, all right? So word gets around, we can't use the venue. So we end up, my father-in-law has some connections, so we ended up going to a palace in Nepal isn't just mountains, It's very tropical too, so we ended up doing a palace from the former royal family there. And everything was in Sanskrit. It was a 3-hour wedding ceremony. I had no idea what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. It's in Sanskrit, all right? But here's what was the most thrilling, all right? So I'm bored out of my mind. There was one part where I had to literally lift up my wife, carry her around, and set her down as part of the ceremony there. We had just eaten a buffet, all right? I was exhausted. I was tired. I managed to pick her up, put her down, absolute thrill ride. And that's my story. Thank you, everybody.